Song's got a long front on it. I always forget, but it's. I wonder if Poundcake knows who this is. Even before the singing kicks in, you might know. I mean, if the singing's gonna clue you in, but we play this song on WMMS
every 20
multiple times a day.
Let's do it like this.
I'm sure that's not going to help. I'll give you the name of the song.
Okay.
It's called Enter Sandman. It's about
It's about the new Netflix show.
About an attorney. Enter Sandman is the song. Does that ring any bells?
No. I do recognize the song, though.
You've surely heard us play it before.
Yeah, I've heard
it. The song is Older Than You Are.
Maybe you remember I almost gave it away.
Oh, your Mushroom Head.
Let's go eat some Peter Pan.
No. Is it Mushroom Head?
No.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Think of my name.
Mary?
Mayor.
That's not going to help. He's listening to the show.
Metallica is the band that we're looking for.
Metallica.
And the song is called Enter Sandman. It is the opening track on the Black Album, which is 31 years old. And I was reading an article that I thought was very strange because it said that, listen, everybody's got to study something, but a study found that Enter Sandman is the most misheard song in the United States. We've talked about this before and had a good run with it where people mishear lyrics, and it's a lot of fun when they go, oh my God, that's what they say?
I thought Sad Patrol was more
yeah,
misheard.
Sad Patrol.
Sad Patrol.
The most misunderstood or misheard lyrics in the United States are Enter Sandman. What surprised me is the word enter is in the title of the song. So when people sing eggs and light, end all nights, that's not what the eggs? I mean, at least enter. Context clues could figure that out for you. These are called mondegreens. There is a word for it. Mondegreens is a word for misheard lyrics. And there are books to this effect. I've got a whole bunch of them that I've had over the years. There's one called Excuse Me While I Kiss This Guy. That's the name of the book.
Mm-hmm.
That's Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix is the one who did that, yes. Metallica's Enter Sandman being the most misheard of all the tracks in the study that they did. The Motto by Drake was in there too. 7 Rings by Ariana Grande. Smells Like Teen Spirit from Nirvana. But not Eggs and Light. I wish they had given examples of the other lyrics. Modern classics that are most heard. EDM fans are most likely to prefer their misheard lyrics to the original song lyrics. Yeah, that's why EDM artists aren't spend a lot of time writing lyrics. It's the music. Enter Sandman, the most misheard song by Americans. I wish they
now
were.
all I hear is eggs all night.
Eggs all night, exit right. Yeah, I wish.
Was this in Grand Theft Auto, Vice City?
Maybe.
I feel like they have all those like older bands.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I don't remember that game that well. It's been a while.
They had Welcome to the Jungle. Who's that by again?
Guns N'
You
Roses.
tell me. Okay.
Sorry.
Bill.
Sorry.
Van Halen, Running with My Billfold. That's one. Billfold. What a great late 70s word. I lost my billfold. ZZ Top, Everybody's Crazy About a Shot Glass Man. Steve Winwood, Higher Love.
Well, they miss.
Bake Me a Pie of Love or Bring Me an Iron Lung. See, these are fun because the next time you hear the song, you can sing these.
Love it.
Yeah.
Bake me a pie of what?
Bake Me a Pie of Love or Bring Me an Iron Lung. I Can Light Bananas with My Nose on Fire. Another part of that song there. So very entertaining there. But Metallica's, and of course, when it comes to young Cody Brown, he doesn't know who sings it, doesn't know what they're singing.
again, it's like
I want a piece of bacon.
I really wish I could delineate which one was which. They all do sound alike to me, and I know rock people. I drive them nuts, like they pull their hair out or whatever when I guess these names. But in all honest to goodness, like I really do not.
Well,
I
you're not a
can't tell the
you're not a
difference.
rock and roll aficionado.
But
In fairness to you.
the fact that we have played rock and roll songs back to back, and I would think that it's literally the same vocals.
Again,
that was on the
I'm
previous
with you.
track.
I would think that one or two things might have gotten through by osmosis, but once in a while you'll nail it, and I don't know how you do that. But
I don't
once in
know
a
why
while
either.
you will nail it. He'll go, "Oh yeah, that's Blue Oyster Cult." You'll be like,
What?
That's Manfred Mann's Earth Band.
But it's
What?
always, it's never for a reason why you think. It was always in like some type of porn or something, or there like however it has to be in a pound cake way of
It's gotta
remembering it.
enter your lexicon
On his terms.
on his terms, and it's
It's
got to be something that he
so-and-so's-
cares about.
Right. It's like
Because-
an NBA player's wife's cousin who runs a show on
Yeah.
E. She was a producer on this, and she's married to that guy from the band. Yeah, Blue Oyster Cult. We're like, what
Yes.
are you talking about?
6 degrees of his
Like-
synapses firing in a different way.
Like Rod Stewart, I know him because his daughter used to date this guy in a band called Swayze, and I know that.
But that doesn't right. You know who he is, but you don't know any of his music.
There was like Rod Stewart?
Correct.
Oh yes, correct.
That's what I'm saying. Like you go, "Oh, I know the name, but I couldn't name you a song."
And I like know the scandal about him. Like he almost married a drag queen or something, or he was like bi or something. I forget.
With that hair, that's crazy.
Because, people are pointing out in the text, Poundcake did just, in fact, pull out delineate.
No, did I use that before?
I know, but you've used it a couple of times properly. That's what I'm saying, though. You'll just whip something out.
And everybody be like, what?
And that's what makes, right, that's what
Yeah,
makes
yeah,
people's
huh?
heads explode.
No.
Well, I thought the fact that I'm almost 30, it's time to put some big boy pants on. No.
Now, 30?
Yep, I'm just going to start now. Clean
Yeah.
slate.
Oh. Well, it's funny because at this wedding we were at, they do and it was in, Bill was at my wedding. It was in a place very similar to where we got married. We got married in kind of this art gallery, warehousey type place
Super
Very industrial.
in
Bougie.
Chicago, yeah. And
bougie ass wedding.
my wife's cousin got married in a similar place in Grand Rapids. It was just an industrial space that they use for events. In fact, 2 of the people who attended her wedding had their car stolen from right out in front of the venue.
Nice.
They were parked on the street, about 2 cars, because we went with my wife's dad and stepmom. So we went in one car, but we were parked 2 cars behind them on the curb. It was just street parking where we were, and it was out of downtown. I mean, it was an industrial kind of area. And word started to get around towards the end of the night. These 2 people came out. Everybody's been drinking a lot. For half a second, they were like, oh, maybe
Yeah, we
we
forgot.
parked somewhere else. Nope, car got stolen.
Ghetto.
I rode the elevator in the hotel down with them completely coincidentally the next morning, and they were like, I don't know, his wife was arguing with him about food or something. He goes, honey, we have bigger things to worry about right now. Our car got stolen outside of a wedding, which is not what you want,
No.
quite frankly, because, that's why we had Ubers for everybody. Because we're like, yeah, where we are, you don't want to park. You have to walk back to your car and whatever. But anyway, I'm not sure what's worse, how Alan pronounces Enter Sandman or the fact Cody doesn't know who Metallica is.
I didn't say I
It's
didn't
okay.
know
I
who
mean-
Metallica is. I can't tell.
You can't tell what songs they sing.
Yeah, they all sounded like Guns N' Roses,
Right.
Korn. I know this is deep dive, but I'm just saying like Korn. All of these artists, all of these bands sound alike to me. Their vocals, it may not be the same genre.
I understand.
It still sounds alike. Like all like today, all pop music sounds alike to me. I don't know who's an Olivia Rodrigo or Haley Steinfeld or any of them. Billie Eilish, they all sound the exact same. So
I
it's
think
not-
Billie Eilish sets herself apart.
I do
no,
too.
she doesn't.
And fortunately, none of that will change your life one iota. So that's a good thing.
This popular genre, this 6-letter genre, this genre.
You can leave us messages on the Alan Cox Show After Hours line. That is still there for you.
Hey, I hope I'm still calling the After Hours line. I love the show. Random Matt here.
Baby in the
Alan,
background?
I'm actually calling to call you out on your super sperm. Just because you pulled the goalie and your sperm worked doesn't mean you have super sperm there, bud. Just a thought. I hope I get a hold of you guys and we could talk more about it later.
Talk more about it later.
Super sperm.
How dare you, by the way? How dare
you?
That's right. How dare you? You don't know the state of my sperm.
Does this guy have some sort of inside information?
Alan Cox. Super sperm.
He does not.
Some inside sources on your sperm and
He
how
does not.
and the vitality of it.
Nope.
What makes your sperm super is what I think he wants to know.
Because what he's leaving out is the first time I pulled the goalie each time, my wife got pregnant. You can't leave that part out. It's germane to the conversation, if you will. So the reason that I have super sperm
I think it's
is
Tito to the conversation.
any time I pull the goalie and the wheels are in motion to get myself snipped, hopefully by the end of 2022. Wow. But the first time I pull the goalie, it's a direct hit. I'm Luke in the X-Wing on the Death Star, baby.
Good job.
Using
That's
the
me.
force.
That's
the
right.
Stuff that I feel like I'm missing out on. I want that experience. I want to know if I have super sperm, and I'll never know if I
Yeah, you
don't get a
can.
woman pregnant.
You're not missing out on it. You want to know if you can get a woman pregnant. I'm pretty sure you
I'm talking
can.
about on the first time. Like I want to know.
You
what
can
they-
just go, you can just have sex with a woman.
Just go impregnate somebody.
Or
At their
you
will.
could just get your...
at their will. Yes, correct.
That's a way different way of
Consent.
saying consent. At their will.
At their will, while they're reading their will, try to get them pregnant. After they've passed,
I've been doing a lot of
You
reading.
get a sperm test done. Like you could get like a sperm count if you wanted to.
check
Go
your
to a-
mobility
go
and your
to a-
motility.
Yeah, go to a fertility clinic.
Okay, yeah, I'm just
And
curious.
that costs money he might not want to spend.
Oh, he's saying
He wants
Wants
a
this.
lot of things.
it's
Maybe
within his
I-
grasp.
Well, like I said, I always said I wanted a kid for vanity reasons. Like I want to see what the other me looks like. Maybe a woman who can't find a husband or can't get pregnant. I'll donate my sperm. She can do whatever she wants with it. I just don't want to have to pay for it. And then I just want to see it. Like I don't know, like see it at 8, see it at 18, see it at like 25, and then I'm like, okay, cool.
When they go through those books at the sperm bank, right? When people are trying to pick out what they think will be the most effective. Oh, we've got a rocket scientist here. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, he comes from good stock. So he says in his application. Well, what else do you have? Well, I've got a 30-year-old radio phone screener who's gay. How do you feel about that? Let me see the rocket scientist again.
His name's Poundcake.
And what if you have that kid and ain't nothing to look at?
Well, that's not my kid. I mean, biologically, it's my kid, but
That's what I'm saying.
He would disown it. He would disown an ugly kid.
You have to.
I don't have that.
You have to accept the possibility that you will have an unattractive child.
Man, that would be
Every
hard.
parent goes
what I'm
into that
saying.
going, boy, I hope that this genetic bouillabaisse mixes up in a way, because you can have we talked about this, you can have a couple of hot parents and the wires just get crossed, boy, and that kid comes out looking weird.
They use
And
all
then
the
you have
genes
a-
on themselves.
Well, you have you got no control over where you come from, and then you can have a couple of parents who are nothing to look at and they crank out a looker.
Poundcake,
Dude.
would you rather have
It's the miracle of life.
Poundcake, would you rather have a kid that is dumb and hot or smart and ugly?
I like how he pretends to think about it.
Smart and ugly. Hey!
No, you wouldn't.
I would, because-
Why? That
because-
goes against everything you believe in.
Exactly.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't have to do much for it. It would learn the hard way. It would learn things that
I wouldn't have to do much for it,
It
is
would-
his thought.
it's
He
used to
goes,
being
it'd
on
be
the-
easier on me. I'd have to do less as a parent.
it's used to being on the fringes of life, and it learns very fast, and it's intelligent, and nothing is handed to him. So, or her, or they.
Wait, what are you saying? You're throwing a bunch of words together, and I don't know what any of them mean.
The child would grow up, not with having anything given to them. Like hot people have it easy because they're better looking, they're treated better.
So
in
you wouldn't want
society.
your kid to have it easy.
No, but smart people, there's also a version of that for
think they'd be
smart
better off.
people. There's also a version of that for smart people because there's always somebody smarter than you. So if you grow up smart, you don't have to do a lot of work either. I mean, I'm thinking academically, right? You get to college, and there's a lot of people smarter than you, and you go, oh,
Yeah, but and
I'm not
used
used to. There's a
Yeah, and with that, I feel like you have to prove yourself. And
well,
you have
then
to
you
work
got
harder.
right.
Ugly and smart people, I feel like work harder. Good looking and dumb people, they a lot of people were just like, all right, well, clearly you're not getting this, but you're very cute, so just you marry rich or you hang on till someone knocks you off. Like I feel like uglier people have worked harder. They have better opportunities. Because they've worked for them and they can sustain a career because
Well, working harder doesn't mean you get better opportunities. It just means that you work harder.
Yeah, but they got to outdo the hot guy next to him or the hot girl next to him that's just gonna bang for the job and they'll get the job. But
Does Cody think it's 1985 like all the time?
I don't know what he thinks.
what you think?
Which
people
is weird
still
because he
don't bang
wasn't
for
around
jobs?
for it.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what he thinks.
Well, you asked me, and that's
No
what I
one,
said.
no one would argue with you that attractive people have an easier time of some things,
Yes.
right? But
But I feel like
there's also you have a limited time to do that.
To be attractive.
To be attractive, right?
It's like
Your
Moira
brains
Rose.
can get you a lot farther. I mean,
well, that's what I'm saying. The uglier person works harder.
right? You want them
They
smart.
have-
You want your kids smart and ugly. Gotcha.
They have street smarts, and
Yeah.
they will work for what they have, and they will have a greater appreciation for the things that they have versus hot people. They get opportunities handed to them, and people treat them differently because they're hot, not because they're smart. And I know because I've done that. I've treated people that like dirt who probably deserve better. And hot
Dirt.
And
He
hot
treats people like dirt.
and hot people.
See, I love
I'm
this
like,
because that's the unvarnished. He goes, yeah, I know. I've treated people like dirt because they weren't good looking.
I'm like, oh, hi.
You also know you would. I mean, he basically said this. He would treat his smart, ugly kid way worse than his hot kid.
Not true.
No, you just said you're like, they'll figure it out on their own. I don't have
That's
to
right.
provide for
That's
them.
that's less work I have to do.
If they're used to being on the fringes
He's
of
always
life,
concerned about doing less work. What's a scenario in which I will have to do less? He's a real go-getter. All right, well, good. Well, we've learned something about you.
talk about my babies.
You've treated people like dirt. Yeah.
These are my babies.
What are the
my
Tyler
heart.
and Taco? What are their names?
Gordy?
Gordy and Lupa, yeah. Or Jeremy and Jamocha, or
I
I
said
don't
Landon, Lucas, and Logan.
know.
Those are the
Landon,
triplets.
Lucas, and Logan. He's like Nick Cannon for hypothetical kids. All right, good. I got a break here. You want the last word in? Shoot me a text, 35192. You got Guardians baseball tonight, not until 8:10, but it's happening against the Royals in Kansas City tonight.
It's the Alan Cox Show.
On our free iHeartRadio app and your favorite smart device. Just tell it to play the Alan Cox Show.
On iHeartRadio.